Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadhi Pashyatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I want to ask forgiveness from all of you. Out of too much enthusiasm, I went, actually we stopped in the sixth chapter. In half we stopped, like this para anugrahaya, that's what actually we read, like how is the Lord very compassionate even to the enemies, then how much more compassionate he will be, like how Uddhava and all the Padmavati, they all were talking to Narad Muni about the glories of the gopis and how Krishna is actually compassionate, but still he's not. Why he's not going? They don't know why he's not going to Vrindavan. And we stopped where Krishna actually wakes up from his sleep, and he, after hearing them all speak, he's coming out. But out of my own enthusiasm, I guess I went ahead and read this chapter and finished it at my workplace. So yesterday when I opened this for reading, what this Kindle does is it picks right away from where we stop. So it started to the next chapter right away because I had read and I forgot that I read. I am really, really sorry. Since it is a Sankalpa, so we are like going back to the previous chapter to finish. So please forgive me for this. I'm really, really sorry. Hare Krishna. So this is, and yesterday when Vasantrasa Mataji was asking why now this Nava Vrindavan came, and I thought, yeah, that's how the continuation came, but I totally didn't catch myself thinking that we did not read this part and the connection is not getting made. And when I realized, by the time we had already finished reading, so sorry. So we are back in the back chapter. Shri Gaurangi Mataji, are you there?
Yes, Mataji.
Please forgive me, Mataji. I am really, really sorry for the messing up. Yeah, please go ahead.
No. The Supreme Lord said, "Yes, it is true. My heart is made of solid diamond. It must be so because it has not yet split in half."
So this time, actually, the Lord woke up when all these people were speaking. When he was sleeping, he woke up, he comes out, and now he's telling about how hard his heart is and all that good stuff, that why he is not going to meet them. And how that Nava Vrindavan came, it is revealed in this half, actually. So who was next? Amritanandini Mataji. Yeah, please go ahead.
Those devotees took care of me for so long, from the very beginning of my childhood, and still I have forgotten all about their exceptional love.
Thank you. Who, Gayatri Mataji?
Be that is it may, I must somehow do something to help them. I have indeed been cruel to cause those gentle souls such extreme grief.
Anita Mataji?
Oh, brother Uddhava, you know everything, and you are the best of my dear friends. Please tell me at once, what should I do?
See, now this is where Uddhava stands, and when Anita Mataji asked, who is this Uddhava? So in the third canto, Srila Prabhupada writes, this is such a great devotee, like how we discussed, he's not devotee just in this Janma, like he's a liberated soul. That's what Srila Prabhupada mentions in the third canto. And he says that he's a Nitya servant of the Lord, like he's a associate of the Lord. That's how he's born like that, as so dear. And when he says that in his childhood, when he was 5 years old, his mother calls him for breakfast. And he's so into worshipping Radha Krishna deities at that age that he doesn't even hear his mother calling him for breakfast. So that is the intense love that Uddhava has from his young age, worshipping Krishna in his life. So that is one mention of Srila Prabhupada on Uddhavji. Moving forward, Richa Mataji. Oh, there's one more sentence.
Please lift me from this ocean of distress.
So Krishna is asking Uddhava to do that. Yes, Richa Mataji.
Sri Parikshit said, Devaki was loving to her son and was a dear friend to Nanda's wife. She said, you should give your best well-wishers whatever they want.
Hmm. Who was next? Neeru Mataji, is she there? Vasantrasa Mataji. Who is here today? Hare Krishna.
Radhika Gopika Mataji.
Radhika Gopika Mataji. Yes, please go ahead.
Then, fearing that the kingdom was about to be given away, old Padmavati, the Lord's grandmother, the queen of the Yadu king Ugrasen, gathered her muddled wits and cleverly a joking spirit. To protect her husband's domain, she spoke up again, even though Balram's mother had snubbed her by ignoring her previous remarks. Invoking eloquence, Padmavati tried to change the mood to bring Krishna, the exclusive shelter of the Yadu dynasty, back to normal.
So she's actually trying to bring Krishna back to normal. And she's going to say more further, speak more further. Anyone else did not get a chance to read? Or I will go. Okay. Padmavati said, Krishna, why should you lament? Just listen to my advice. While living 11 years in the home of Nanda Gopa, you two brothers enjoyed various comforts. From that, I swear, my husband will repay Nanda twice over. My husband will see to it that Gargamuni calculates the amount to the smallest fraction and delivers it by his own hand. And if Nanda owes you payment for tending his cows, let him pay you or not as he wishes. So she's like, we will pay them for all what they did. You don't have to go and do anything to them.
Such a long this thing.
Yes, description.
Yeah. My turn?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, there's no one else, I guess.
Sri Parikshit said, although the personality of Godhead must have heard these words, he pretended he had not. Driven by sorrow, he then inquired from Uddhav as though ignorant.
Hey, Krishna.
The Supreme Lord said, O best of learned scholars, you know all thoughts of the resident of Raj. Please tell me without delay what it is they desire.
Hmm. So here again, he's asking Uddhava, right? So that shows how much special this Uddhava is to Krishna. Go ahead, Gayatri Mataji.
Sri Parikshit said, having heard these words from the Lord, the despondent Uddhava was taken aback. He sighed briefly and then answered, full of remorse.
Ha, Krishna.
Shriman Uddhava said, the people of Braj don't want you from you the power and wealth of emperors, nor the enjoyments found in heaven, nor anything else obtainable in this world or the next. They desire nothing else but you.
So this part I didn't want to skip and read it today because of these descriptions of the Vrajvasis, like how their sole intention is to just have Krishna and nothing else other than that. Yes, Richa Mataji.
Kindly favor me with your attention. Think think over what I am about to say and then act as you see fit.
Hmm. Radhika Gopika Mataji.
Before, when the cowherds met Nanda and saw the jewels and other gifts you had sent with him, they spoke with one another, all of them immersed in an ocean of grief.
Hmm. Oh, how very painful. Krishna now thinks we want such presence from him and deserve this kind of mercy.
Mataji, I also joined. Sorry, I'm little
Ah,
late.
yes, yes. Please read, Mataji. Yes. Mataji, I want to ask sorry because yesterday I got myself confused. Without finishing the yesterday's chapter, I jumped to the next one. So I asked for sorry. And now we are going back to the previous chapter, like how this Nava Vrindavan came. So,
Oh, okay. No problem, Mataji. Therefore, damn our lives and the breath that still moves in our throats. And Don, Nanda, and the cowherd men, they should they should have left these things instead behind and instant brought Krishna himself.
Because they got all the jewels and everything, and they are saying that they should have got Krishna who wanted all these jewels and stuff that they have got. Yeah. So Shigorangi Mataji, please continue.
Yeah. Thus, the residents of Vraj, including your mother Yashoda, gave up all hope of your return. Already dead, they now refuse to eat at all.
Nanda felt like someone who has committed a great offense, and for 3 days he was so utterly miserable he couldn't say thing. But then, to save the lives of residents of Raja, he induced those people to believe your departing words with many other promises. Nanda skillfully used logic to prove your words true. In this way, he placated the Vrajvasis.
Jai. That is the duty of a king to save the prajas. So he tried to speak nicely to them and to make them feel comfortable. Yes.
Sri Nanda said, our son is an honest person who always speaks the truth. He has first sent us these things as tokens of his love. He is sure to come back to us quickly as soon as he finishes what he has to do in Mathura.
So sweet of him.
The residents of Vraj, all simple hearted people, trusted Nanda's words. Thinking about your loving affection, they accepted the jewelry and put it on their bodies.
Jai.
They thought when Sri Krishna returns, he will see how we have followed his order by accepting these remnants of his enjoyment. He will show us special mercy.
So even to take those jewels and that gifts, they felt that will make Krishna happy means we will put it on. Then it is okay. Because they are seeing that Krishna will come and see and he will feel happy. Wow.
But you never came. You sent me instead. And when they heard the message you had sent with me, they almost died from disappointment.
So this is the follow up that only Uddhava went. So since Uddhava is speaking, he said, "You never went. You instead sent me." Yes, Priya Madhavi Mataji, please read. Priya Madhavi Mataji.
Yeah. 1 minute. I'm
Huh.
looking at. Yeah. Seeing them so de- despondent, I made every effort to keep them alive by promising you. 1 minute, Mataji. Promising you would surely come back. Then I returned here.
So that's what.
Mahavi, this is the same pastime where Uddhavji reads Krishna's letter to Radharani, right?
Yes. So that time he made them understand that okay, you don't want the letter. I'll make sure I will send Krishna. I will make sure that he comes and he comes back. That's all he could do. So Neeru Mataji, please go ahead.
To attain you, these devotees then renounced all enjoyment of the senses and all material shelter. Please ask your elder brother here what state they are in.
So next Balramji went. So that's what is he's saying about. Ask your brother what happened next. Shri Parikshit continued. From dread of the great pain of separation from Krishna, the faces of the ladies like Devaki and Rukmini were pale, downcast, and full of tears. Looking at those women affectionately, gentle-hearted Krishna quickly gestured for an ink pot and paper. So now he's again taking a paper to start writing letter. But let's see what happens.
Krishna meant to strengthen the faith of his Vraja devotees by sending them a letter filled with loving sentiments and written by his own hand. My dear friends, please know that as soon as I settle the duties before me and satisfy my relatives here, I will return in no time. I will be there.
Hmm.
Uddhava's surmise what Krishna was about to do and was therefore greatly distressed. Knowing the inner hearts of Vrajvasis, he cried and begged Krishna to reconsider his
his plans.
plans.
Yeah. Gayatri Mata.
Shriman Uddhava said, "O Master, please turn your attention to this. Unless your two lotus feet make a blessed journey to Vraja, there is no way to assure that your people of Vraja will survive. Those people want nothing but your lotus feet."
How sweetly he's saying, unless your two lotus feet make a blessed journey to Vraja. That is so nice.
Shri
My
Parishit said, the befolded mother of Kamsa laughed at this, shook her head, and burst out, Aha, aha, foolish Devaki. Now I understand everything.
So Padmavati is speaking.
With the help of your Uddhava, whom the cowherds have long controlled by gifts of milk goods, those cowherds want to bring Krishna back to the forest.
I actually love this because we all fall for the temple's milk sweets. So she's saying Uddhava has also fallen for those milk sweets of the cowherd that he's speaking for them on their behalf, and he wants to send Krishna now, which Padmavati is not liking that proposal. Yeah. Gopika Mataji, please go ahead.
In that dangerous forest, hard to travel and full of thorns and vicious beasts, those good for nothings want to make him tend their cows.
Hey Krishna.
It's my turn, Mataji.
Ha, yes, Mataji.
Sri Parikshit said, Balrama's mother Rohini, Yasoda's dear friend, couldn't tolerate hearing these insults. Angrily, she replied,
Niru Mataji.
Sri Rohini said, Indeed, dear mother of Kamsa, will they just engage him in caring for cows? Unless the devotees there see him, they can't stay alive a single moment.
Hey Krishna. O virtuous lady, if trees or other obstacles block Krishna from sight, even briefly, his companions at once shed tears and call in anxious, drawn out voices, Shri Krishna, Krishna. So she's saying what is their heart actually now? That they can't even stand for a few moments missing Krishna's darshan there. Yeah.
I think Mayuri Mataji joined.
Okay. Oh, Mayuri Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes,
For
Mataji, thank
those,
you.
yeah.
For those who live in Vraja, daytime is like
Mataji, could you be a little louder? I'm not sure. I'm the only one having
sh-
issues to hear.
sure, yeah. Daytime is like the black night at the end of the universe, and the blink of an eye, a millennium. In such a state, they look at the sun and the trails of dust on the road again and again and listen for the sound of the flute.
So, how much they're hankering to see Krishna on a daily basis? This is what Mother Rohini is explaining here. Every day,
Ev-
Krishna takes his. Oh, I read already. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay, Mataji. Go ahead, go ahead.
Every day, Krishna takes his older brother with him and goes out into the various forests, eager to enjoy with his herds of cows and wander about in the company of his many friends.
In those forests are lakes with sparkling water, where Kamal and Utpal lotuses spread their fragrance. The lotuses tremble from the movements of swarms of bees, stirred up by rows of excited water birds.
And in those forest flows the river Yamuna, the dearmost companion of the land of Vraj. The picturesque splendor of that river, the daughter of Kalinda astonishes the mind, and besides her, Vraj Bhumi glistens with other river, the offspring of hills like the Vindhyas.
Hmm.
The beautiful shores of those rivers are always heaped with soft sand and covered by newly grown grass. To those shores come many different kinds of charming animals and birds who put their natural enmity aside.
Who put their natural enmity aside. That is so sweet.
Trees, vines, and creepers further decorate the shores, bowing down with the weight of splendid flowers, fruits, and leaves. The shores resound with the calls of maddened peacocks and cuckoos, and those shores receive praise even from Lord Brahma.
So here, Mother Rohini is describing so much about Vrindavan. The reason being that it is not an ordinary place. Like even the people in the Dwaraka, they are astonished actually hearing these descriptions of Vrindavan. Like what a special place that is. When the Lord personally was there, and if that is a place where He is taking so much pleasure, what kind of place can that be? What how beautiful that must have been. So that's how the description is going here.
Vrindavan forest, Govardhan Hill, and the whole area of Raj are free from violence and theft. So one need not bother to watch one's cows. The cows simply go out into the forests in the morning with the other domestic animals like the buffaloes, eat grass and drink water as they like, and then in the evening come
This also,
home.
yeah, come home. This also shows that if even if there is no theft happening in Dwarka, then she didn't have to mention this that in Vrindavan doesn't happen. That means other places like these things are happening, that you have to protect your own place and the cows and everything. So when we hear these pastimes, we can feel how special that place Golok Dham is. When we go back, how wonderful that place is going to be. So this is giving us a glimpse of the spiritual Golok Vrindavan Dham that attracts our mind. Yeah.
Elderly Padmavati said, "You child, you are too free with your words. If what you say is true, then why do we hear that the cows and other animals in Braja are now in danger of dying because no one is taking care of them?"
She is thinking it literally. She's not understanding what that viraha is. Yeah. This is how, if we are also not inclined, we'll feel why these people are crying for no reason. We will become Padmavati group. Krishna.
Sri Parikshit said, having heard all this, the blessed Lord Gopala felt overwrought with worry for his devotees. A scorching anxiety dried up his lotus face. He was filled with dread.
He glanced at the face of Baladeva, who knew all the tidings of Raja, both past and present, and saw that it was covered with tears.
So now Krishna is seeing his brother Balram, and they can talk in their eyes because they know what it means of that Viraha Bhava. Jai. Mayuri Mataji, please go ahead.
Baladeva, the son of Rohini, was unable to keep his composure. Remembering Vraja and understanding his brother's mood, he began crying without control. But then he managed to speak distinctly.
Can we even imagine Balram, the Lord
Crying.
strength, crying?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big brother crying. So
Yeah.
this is so deep and intense, right? Hey Krishna. Sri Baladev said, "Why speak only about the cows, dear Krishna? All the animals in Vraja are your beloved friends, and so also are the birds and the trees like the Bandira and the Kadamba."
Wow. The grass, the creepers, the lush bushes have all dedicated their lives to you. Now they are all wasting away, and so too are the rivers and the mountains.
Wow. Everything is missing the Lord's, like nothing is a thing there. Everything is alive, alive devotee there. That's the point.
Yeah.
Jai.
Some of the people, dear brother, live only on the hope that your promises were true. Better you not ask to hear more news than this.
He
Bapre.
doesn't want
This
to
is
say
Mother, this
anything.
is so painful, right? Even
Yeah, that's
listening to this is painful. Like how we hear, right? Mother Yashoda never came because there are two ways to come,
mm,
and what if my son comes from the other way? Who will feed him? This is so
yes.
difficult to understand until and unless we get in that mood. right?
Exactly.
So difficult. Same this thing, Mataji. Somebody living on the hope that what you said, that your promise was true, and how
Mm.
long they are waiting.
In Vrindavan, if we all grow on Govardhan Parikrama, the starting is Mukharavind. The ending is called Punchari Ka Lota Baba. So he is Punchari is the end. Punchari means the tail end of the mountain,
Hmm.
and Lota Baba is the Lota means he has a stick, and Baba is just like how they call the cowherd boys. So there is one big fat stout gopa standing there. That is the temple with a big
Hmm.
stick. He's standing there because they have cows to graze, right? So
Hmm.
standing there in that temple, just waiting for Krishna to return with that big eyes open. Until today, Dinbandhu Prabhu explains so nicely.
Hmm.
See, he's still waiting and looking at that streets just for Krishna to return.
Oh, Krishna.
Jai, what to say?
I can only tell you that if you don't show your kindness to them soon, Yamaraja will soon show them his.
Hey, Krishna.
That you rid Kalia lakes of its poison has only greatened their misery, and please hear of still other reasons for their sorrow.
The Kalia poison is nothing compared to this Viraha.
In Vraj, the river Yamuna has turned so dry she has hardly any water, and Govardhan, who when you held him up, touched heaven, has now become short.
Hey, Krishna.
The devotees who relish of your names cannot die of starvation. Instead, their end will come in a fire in a great dry forest.
Oh.
Sri Parikshit said, having heard this, Krishna, who is gentle by nature and tormented by the suffering of others, grasped Balrama by the neck and shed a flood of tears, like a person whose life is in ruin. Oh my God. As he cried with loud sobs in his beautiful voice, the tears washed away. Oh my God. Cosmetics from his body.
What to say, right, Mataji? So this is the situation that led to that fainting of Krishna moving forward. Like he couldn't take it anymore. No more words were coming. The tears are flowing. Yeah.
Dear mother, he and Balarama then rolled on the ground and for a moment lost consciousness. Seeing the two lords crying in the unprecedented, lamentable state, all the residents of the inner place lost control of themselves. Rohini, Uddhava, Devaki, Rukmini, excuse me, sorry, Devaki, Rukmini, Satyabhama, and all the rest, they all lost control and sobbed again and again.
Krishna, Krishna.
When
Mayuri
the
Mataji.
yogis
Yeah.
heard the sound of distressed crying coming from the inner palace, a sound never heard there before, they quickly came running, headed by Vasudeva and Ugrasena. The Brahmanas arrived, led by Garga, along with all the other people of the city. And when they saw their beloved master in this extraordinary state, as they never had before, they too began to cry, overwhelmed.
So this is what happened that led to this next chapter that we started of Navavrindavan. So when Krishna was in distress, none of them, they all also, like all these people, everybody started crying. So even the tears were heard by Brahmaji that he came running and it choked that whole place that we read yesterday. And he came down and he devised that Navavrindavan plan. So I'll just read this part. Many of the Yadus ran into the palace to find out what was wrong. Vasudeva leading them because among them he was the most intimate with Krishna and most competent to give Krishna support in a moment of need. Garga, Vasudeva's family priest, was the first of the Brahmanas to respond to the cries, but Sandipani Muni and others were close behind. Then these Brahmana sages were expert in consoling distressed persons with teachings from the Vedas. The general populace of Dwarka also quickly converged on the palace because Such unhappiness in Krishna's palace was unheard of. So this is very intense. That's how this pastime is, and how this Nama Vrindavan happened. So we almost read how the whole thing happened, and we are coming to that end. So technically, we will surely finish this tomorrow with Krishna's mercy. So I'll stop sharing here. Any reflections?